Hey guys, this is Cam15 back out with another video for you guys. I'm back with another Black Clover manga chapter review for you guys, coming off the return of Black Clover's first chapter in like 3 months. We get the second chapter, and then we're going on break because Shonen Jump, I think, as a whole, was going on break. Um, but in this chapter, we get pretty much Lucius Zogradis's plans and why he's doing what he's doing and stuff like that, and how much of a check Asta in a way is. But anyways, let's get to it. So the chapter starts off with a flashback of Lucius, and he was looking at his siblings, which are Dante, Vanica, and my goodness, always keep forgetting the third brother, Dante, Vanica, and geez Louise. How do I forget this guy's name? How do I forget this guy's name? Oh my gosh. You know his name. I'm sorry. I don't have time to look it up. You know, in my brain, it's early in the morning. I'm doing this and stuff like that. Xenon. There we go. Now, Lucius is not a monologue, and he's going to say, I gave a lot of thought. Who were we? What were we meant to accomplish? And the thing is, we see that the greatest devil host potentially in the history of our family, and that's what Lucius is, apparently the greatest devil host in their family. And he goes on to say, an exceptional being born with two souls and one body. It goes on to say, we bound a supreme devil Astra of time magic to ourselves in attempt to learn the answer. And we have a discussion between the souls of Lucius and Julius. So we find out that this Lucius, he has two, and this was one of the questions a lot of people, was wondering, like, okay, so this guy has not only a Julius persona, but he also has a Lucius persona. We get confirmation here in this chapter that pretty much it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship, in a way. There's two souls in this one body. If you want to count, I guess, the devil, you would count three souls in the body, and stuff like that. But it's like as if they were talking in a monologue and stuff like that. Oh, you want to be in control of the body? Okay, here you go. You want me to be in control of the body? Here you go. Stuff like that. So we have a discussion between the souls of Lucius and Julius. Now, Lucius goes on to say, I've seen it, Julius, the future, true peace for the world. And Julius is like, Lucius, that isn't. And Lucius is like, yes, I foresaw that you try to stop me as well. It's a shame. No one's ever been closer to me than you, and yet you don't understand. And Julius is just shocked, and Lucius is doing the same thing like he did to Damnatio, putting the finger on his forehead, and Julius is like, what are you planning to do, Lucius? And Lucius is pretty much saying, it's all right, Julius. I've seen it all. We'll be able to bring ultimate peace to this world. And he pretty much does the same thing. And Lucius goes on later in the chapter to mention that he killed the Julius persona within him, or the soul within him, and everything. So yeah. Now, again, we cut back to the present. We know that at the end of the last chapter, that Lucius pretty much appeared before himself in front of Asta. Now, everybody else is like, "Oh shit, the Wizard King's back! Holy crap!" But Asta looks at him and he's like, you're not the Wizard King. Who the hell are you? And stuff like that. And we see it to where Lucius creates a gigantic barrier of time to pretty much freeze the surrounding people around him and Asta. And only him and Asta can move. Now, Asta activates his anti-magic, pretty much goes into what I'm guessing is his Devil Union form. Well, it's not his Devil Union form. Because he would be fully covered in anti-magic and stuff like that. But he activates his anti-magic, and that's when Lucius is like, so this is anti-magic. The power that flies in the face of natural law. Now, Asta is pretty much asking Lucius, like, okay, what the hell's going on? And he looks around, he's like, seems like time stopped for everybody and everything. And he goes on to make the mention, that's the Wizard King's magic. And he's like, but also at the same time, he's also shocked the fact that this spell is so damn huge and everything. Now, the reason why this time spell is so huge is all because Lucius said he absorbed Lucifero, He ate after he ate in his heart and everything. That's when Asta's like, I knew this when I sensed this key. It was something. It felt similar and stuff like that. Um, Now, Asta goes and made the mention like, you're Julius, but you're not. You're human, but you're not. And he's like, who the hell are you? What did you do with the Wizard King? What'd you do with Julius? And that's when Lucius pretty much tells Asta, I'm Lucius Ogratis. I'm the savior of this world, and Julius is dead, like I mentioned earlier. So it seems like he did the same thing to Damnatio, just put a little finger on his forehead. Pretty much, I'm guessing that stopped time, and it just killed him and stuff like that. Now, Asta is shocked that Julius apparently is dead. Now, like I said, I'm saying apparently because we don't know if he is dead, but that's what Lucius says. Now, Lucius is going to say, and this is when he starts explaining like his plans, his motives for what he's doing, why he's doing, and he goes on to say, Julius completed his mission in service of our ideal, for the sake of true peace, a peace without sadness or hatred, war or discrimination. And Asta's like, true peace? What the hell are you talking about? Lucius goes on to say, we will repair all humans. My siblings and I will destroy them, then use our magic to recreate them. We'll make them into fortunate people who are equal in every respect. Then, to prevent any further mistakes, I will rule over everything as a final Wizard King. And Ans is just shocked at this entire plan, and he's like, what the fudge are you talking about, dude? And Lucius goes and say, it's fine. Everything is as I foresaw it. Except for one thing, and that is you, Asta. He goes on to make the mention saying, by no rights, no living thing in this world should have no magic, pretty much. And the fact that he goes to make the mention, you are this world's flaw. He goes on to say, for the sake of a just future, all these flaws need to be exterminated or eliminated or whatever. And Asta's like, oh, yeah, okay, I see. And he pretty much is like, who the hell are you calling a flaw, you freaking jerk? Or you freaking, jackass or something like that? He goes and say, in other words, you're a bad guy who's hijacked the Wizard King's body. Asta goes on to say, destroy all humans. Don't be ridiculous. The Wizard King put his life on the line to save everybody. That's the Wizard King I looked up to. Everyone did. And also, there's no way he died that easily. So I'm going to stop you and save him. So, like I said, we don't know the Wizard King's dead. We don't know if Julius is dead. And that's where Asta makes that little point like, there's no way I believe that, Julius is dead. He's somewhere in there. You just taking over his body and stuff like that. And Asta gets ready to fight, and Lucius goes on to say, you do know I'm stronger than Julius now. And stuff like that. And obviously Asta goes to say, well, in that case, he uses his anti-magic. It breaks the entire time spell that froze everybody in time and everything. Everybody comes back out, and they're like, wait, what the hell's going on? And stuff like that. And the chapter ends off with Asta pretty much declaring to Lucius, let's go, right here, right now. I'm gonna surpass the Wizard King, and stuff like that. So that's where the chapter ends off. It's gonna be very freaking interesting to see what's going to happen. I definitely could see it to where Asta absolutely gets just utterly annihilated, utterly destroyed, and everything. And obviously Asta has to do another training arc type of thing. We'll see, but reminder, it's been a whole year and 3 months since we last seen Asta, so he clearly has to be a lot stronger than when we last saw him. So maybe he can actually hold his Devil Union form a little bit longer, if not hold it as long as he can. We'll just have to see as this fight goes on, and it sucks because we're getting a break. So it's gonna be a while till we see this fight. We'll see this fight. But my thoughts on Lucius's plan. It's seemingly enough. It seems like he wants to make pretty much, I guess you can say, a perfect utopia. Where it's like there's gonna be no discrimination, no race, no discrimination, no judging. Everybody is just viewing themselves all equal and stuff like that. And the one thing we've seen about Black Clover in this series is the fact that the poor people aren't really treated as respectfully as the people who are rich and the people who are the higher ups and stuff like that, the wealthy. Pretty much we've seen that royalty members looking down on lower class people and stuff like that. And this has always been a part of the story of Asta wanting to become the Wizard King, because it shows that even it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, You know, you can come from a royal background or you can come from pretty much a poor background. At the end of the day, you can still be deemed as the Wizard King. And if somebody who is the Wizard King who comes from a poor background, guess what? It can also be able to be an inspiration to people of that saying like, no, I can aspire to be the Wizard King, to be the highest title. I don't have to be royalty to be the Wizard King. I could be the lowest. I could be the poorest of the poor, and I could still find a way to become a Magic Knight, become a Wizard King, and do all these things and stuff like that. And that's kind of what's been the story, and that's also kind of been what's Asta's another part of Asta's story is proving to people that I may be somebody that has no magic. I may be somebody that's poor, comes from a poor background, comes from a tiny little village out in the middle of nowhere. I'm still going to be the Wizard King, and when I attain my goal, I'm going to show people that guess what, you can be whatever you want when you put your mind to it and stuff like that. And it seems like Lucius's plan is pretty much, no, I want to get rid of all of that stuff. I want to get rid of the inequality and what people view about people. But at the same time, I'm gonna be the one ruler at the top that will command them all and stuff like that. Which it sounds more like he wants to run a pretty much fair. It sounds like he wants to pretty much run a communistic type of government or a totalitarianism government, which aka it's pretty much a dictatorship. That's when pretty much everybody is viewed equal, except I guess the higher ups, because the higher ups can make the final decisions and stuff like that. And we know that Lucius wants to be a controlling individual, and stuff like that. So yeah, and we kind of see the flaws in his plans. We kind of see how evil this guy is. Like, you know, we see that Julius looked at when he was in control, he knew there was inequalities and injustices happening, but Julius never wanted this whole mindset of wanting to create an equal world. Lucius wants that, and stuff like that, which it's kind of a messed up ideal when you think about it, because when you're the one sole person ruling over everybody, because we want peace, we want everybody to be equal. Well, I feel like that just makes things worse, because that creates chaos, and that creates just the said leader, the said dictator, pretty much ruling over anybody freely willy-nilly, and he can get away with things that say other people in. And that's the thing. He says, you know, he wants to create an equal footing, a footing where people are equal with and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's going to be the guy that's up top, and he's going to be the one making the final decisions, and he's going to be the guy that's like, no, you can die. So it's kind of a effed up mindset of thinking, and stuff like that. And it's just crazy. And then the fact that he said, you know, you, Asta, are the main problem because you have no magic and stuff like that. I gotta take you out. That's another messed up type of thing. Like, so you're saying that if somebody has no magic in this world, they just deserve to die, even though they don't have to die. They don't deserve it, pretty much. So Black Clover is very interesting. Lucius's plan is, guess what? Even though it's somewhat similar to this whole take over the world situation type of thing, it's still unique in his own way, where he quote unquote kind of wants to just create the entire world, turn the entire world, or pretty much into pretty much a dictatorship. Because he did say he wants the entire world. He wants to go back in time and create an entire world of equality and everything, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of messed up thinking there and stuff like that. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's chapter of Black Clover. Again, like I said, there is a break, so we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks to get the next chapter. Sucks, but it's gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna happen. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Black Clover content or any other manga or anime content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or next video. Till then, guys, peace.